writers, it's Casey and welcome back. Today we're talking about plotting a story. This is crucial to any manuscript and will be the bare bones to help you create your novel. So first, before you start, you're going to need a theme. Are you writing an action adventure, a mystery, horror, romance? These are the elements that you have to make sure that you incorporate in your book. Next, you want to look at the era, which is the time period. You want to create this by either mentioning the year of the book, like when it takes place, or maybe mention elements like the model of cars they're driving, something to that effect. Understand what time period you're writing in. Next, you want to formulate your characters. You can take a look at my previous video, character development, to help you get a rundown of everything you need to know about building and creating characters. Next, of course, you want to have supporting characters. These will interact with your main characters and help to build out your story. After that, you want a backstory. Okay, so you're thinking backstory. Yes, your characters require a backstory. Your manuscript also requires a backstory. That way your readers know exactly what time, theme, place, and setting. It all encompasses it all. Your backstory should include where the story takes place. Is it a small town, a city, or somewhere in space? In an article done by Jerry Jenkins, which is How to Create the Plot of a Story, the Ultimate Writer's Guide, it explains exactly how these themes or plot types come in handy. For example, if your plot is adventure, then we could take a look at maybe the Indiana Jones movie. Indiana Jones, his whole goal was to get the treasure or get whatever artifact that he's in search of. Of course, within the storyline, he had adversaries. People also had the interest of getting that particular item or artifact, and the hunt ensued. There was danger, chills and spills, fight scenes, as well as near-death cliffhangers. These are the types of elements that would be in your adventure plot. Next, let's take a look at romance. For example, in a romantic story, what's the most important element? Relationships, of course. Interpersonal relationships and romantic relationships. That's how the story builds itself out. So that's the element that you would be adding to your manuscript. Another is mistakes. You want to have your main character make some type of mistake. You want to humanize them in a certain way. Have them seeking or searching for a particular thing. This is a type of mishap or something that the character needs to overcome within the storyline. The next type of plot type is lore. This decides or a determining factor if your character wants to give into their passions, rage, revenge, or some type of temptation. So it's basically a test for your characters to see exactly how they would play things out. A great example of this is the movie Kill Bill. She had a hit list and she was vengeful, meaning that she sought out her enemies and took them out one by one. So that's just an example of lore. The next category is race. This is where a character decides to chase after wealth and riches or fame. Movies that have this theme as a plot are The Pursuit of Happiness and The Devil Wears Prada. You can check those out and find bits of race, meaning they're pursuing their wealth or their passion. A great example of this type of plot is the movie 7 Pounds with Will Smith, in which he sacrifices himself in order to save so many people. And we're reining in with Will Smith again for another example, the movie I Am Legend. When you're creating your story plot, you have to remember, the hero or protagonist within your book, they need to have some type of struggle. This makes them human and not one-dimensional. This is very important for the readers to be able to identify with someone that has mistakes, that has issues, and somebody similar to themselves. So the best thing to do is incorporate a struggle or something that they need to overcome, and the journey on overcoming that particular struggle. At the end of this video, I'll incorporate a spider chart. It's not only good at breaking down characters, but it will help you break down your subplots. Another plot type is change. Your story has to undergo some type of change in order to launch your storyline forward. For example, in the book Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie, basically there were people riding on a train and a murder occurred. You can't just have people riding on the train and interacting. Something has to occur in order to promote some type of dramatic discovery within your story. Your story has to shift in order to draw the reader and for them to continue reading your manuscript or your published book. Change could also mean the transforming of a character, which is listed in the Jerry Jenkins article. The transformation of a character is so important The character cannot be just a plain Jane or ordinary Jim. They have to undergo some type of significant change in order to grow and develop better into a character. So definitely check out my video on character development to aid you with this. And lastly, there's sacrifice, which means that the character or someone within the storyline sacrifices themselves in order to help someone else. Hey guys, it's Casey Losner. Today we're going to talk about spider charts. This is something I learned in 5th grade. The reason why they call it a spider chart is because it has a body and 8 legs. Today our topic is going to be about Betty from the show Riverdale. So for this character, we're writing about Betty. She's a blonde. And I'm also going to list her love interests. She loves Jughead, and she also loves Archie. On the next legs, I'm going to write that Betty is curious. She's also a journalist. And on the last 2 legs, I'm writing that Betty has a bit of a dark side. And she's also a little obsessed. So there you have it. Your spider chart. Topic in the middle, and each leg has information. I hope you found this video helpful. Please leave any comments below. And thanks again for watching. Until next time, I'm Casey Losner.